Number 1. The 1963 1/2 Ford Galaxie 427 side oiler. The 1963 1/2 Ford Galaxie 427 is one of the most legendary full-size muscle cars Ford ever produced. Built during the height of the horsepower wars, the mid-year 1963 1/2 models were specifically developed to bring Ford's new 427 FE engine to the streets and the drag strip, making them among the most desirable Galaxies ever built. This example is listed at $39,999 and is described as an older restoration in good condition. While the seller provides only limited details, the biggest attraction is the mention of the 427 side oiler engine. Among Ford enthusiasts, the side oiler is considered one of the finest high-performance V8s ever produced, thanks to its improved oiling system that was originally engineered for high RPM racing durability. Unlike many classic muscle cars that have been heavily modified over the years, an older restoration can actually be appealing. It gives buyers the opportunity to inspect how well the car has aged since being restored while preserving much of its classic character. If maintained properly, an older restoration often proves that the workmanship has stood the test of time. Of course, because the listing is brief, there are still several important questions a buyer should ask. Is the 427 side oiler original to the car? Is it a genuine factory 427 Galaxie or a tribute build? Are the transmission, rear axle, and identification numbers documented? Those details can make a significant difference in collector value. So, is it worth the $39,999 asking price? Based on the information provided, it certainly has the potential to be. If this is a genuine 1963 1/2 Ford Galaxie 427 with authentic documentation and a real side oiler engine, the asking price could represent excellent value in today's collector market. Even if it's a correctly built tribute, the legendary 427 power plant alone makes it an exciting piece of Ford performance history. The 1963 1/2 Ford Galaxie 427 side oiler remains one of Ford's greatest muscle cars, a machine built when horsepower ruled the streets and the drag strip, and one that continues to capture the attention of enthusiasts more than 60 years later. Number 2. The 1967 Oldsmobile 442. The 1967 Oldsmobile 442 is widely regarded as one of the finest muscle cars of the 1960s, blending refined styling with the kind of V8 performance that helped establish the 442 as a legend during the golden age of American horsepower. This example is located near Rochester, New York, with an asking price of $45,000. Showing just 23,894 miles, it presents as a beautifully maintained classic that retains much of its original character. Under the hood is the car's original 400 cubic inch 4-barrel V8, paired with a desirable turbo-hydromatic 400 automatic transmission. It also features factory air conditioning, power steering, and power brakes, making it a comfortable and enjoyable cruiser even by modern standards. One particularly rare feature is the K50 climatic combustion control option, an uncommon factory emission system seldom seen on surviving 1967 Oldsmobiles. The car also retains its original provincial white paint scheme with a black vinyl roof and black interior, along with its original Protecto plate, owner's manual, and factory 5VY cowl tag, adding valuable authenticity for collectors. According to the seller, the older restoration still presents extremely well. The paint and body remain in excellent condition, the interior looks nearly new, the air conditioning blows cold, and all gauges and lights function properly. A fresh set of red line radial tires completes the period-correct appearance. In my opinion, this 1967 Oldsmobile 442 is an outstanding example of a highly collectible muscle car. With its original drivetrain, rare factory options, documented history, and well-preserved restoration, it offers the kind of authenticity and drivability that serious collectors and enthusiasts are always searching for. Number 3. The 1967 Dodge Charger. The 1967 Dodge Charger represents one of the boldest designs of the muscle car era. Before the famous 1968 redesign, the first-generation Charger offered hidden headlights, a full-width grille, and a unique fastback profile that has become increasingly appreciated by Mopar collectors. This particular Charger is located in Wrightstown, New Jersey, with an asking price of $40,000. Showing approximately 58,000 miles, It's finished in dark green metallic with a gold interior that was professionally redone in 2015. Under the hood sits a 440 cubic inch V8, paired with Chrysler's legendary 727 TorqueFlite automatic transmission and a 3.23 Sure Grip rear differential. Together, they create a proven Mopar drivetrain that's known for strong performance and long-term durability. According to the seller, the car remains largely original. The only notable changes are a set of 15-inch Cragar wheels and a replacement carburetor. Even better, the original 14-inch steel wheels, factory wheel covers, and original carburetor are included with the sale, giving the next owner the option to return the car to a more factory-correct appearance. The seller also mentions having years of maintenance records, adding confidence that the car has been cared for over time rather than simply stored away. In my opinion, this Charger offers an appealing combination of originality and drivability. The 440 big block, documented history, included original parts, and distinctive first-generation styling make it a standout opportunity for anyone looking to own one of Mopar's most iconic classics without paying Hemi-level prices. Number 4. The 1967 Dodge Coronet 440. What if I told you that for $45,999, you could own a 1967 Dodge Coronet 440 that's been rotisserie restored, powered by a built 446-pack engine, and comes from a rust-free Texas history? This is the kind of classic Mopar that blends factory muscle car styling with serious performance upgrades. Finished in white with a burgundy interior, the car has a clean, timeless appearance that perfectly suits the Coronet's muscular body lines. According to the seller, it was originally a low-mileage Texas car, and more importantly, they claim it has no rust or rot, something every classic Mopar buyer hopes to hear. Under the hood sits a worked 440 cubic inch 6-pack V8, built to deliver far more performance than the original engine. Power is sent through a 727 manual shift automatic transmission, while a 4.10 Dana rear end helps put that power to the pavement, making this Coronet feel every bit like a serious street machine. The seller also states the car has been rotisserie restored, with everything new, suggesting an extensive restoration rather than a simple cosmetic refresh. They describe it as a car that runs great and is ready to be enjoyed. So, is it worth the asking price? Personally, I think this is an attractive option for Mopar enthusiasts. A rust-free, rotisserie-restored Coronet with a built 446-pack and a performance-oriented drivetrain isn't something you see every day. While it's no longer factory stock, it offers the kind of power and presence that many collectors and drivers are actually looking for. If your dream is to own a classic Dodge that looks sharp, sounds aggressive, and delivers big block performance every time you hit the throttle, this 1967 Dodge Coronet 440 deserves a spot on your shortlist. Number 5. The 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. What if I told you that for $31,500, you could own a real 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner? Not a tribute, not a clone, but the genuine article. The 1968 Roadrunner is one of the cars that defined the golden age of American muscle. Built to deliver serious performance without unnecessary luxury, it became an instant success by offering exactly what enthusiasts wanted: big engine attitude at an affordable price. Finished in red with a black interior, this example has the unmistakable, no-nonsense styling that made the Roadrunner famous. It isn't presented as a concours show car, and honestly, that's part of its appeal. According to the seller, it's simply a solid classic that runs, drives, and stops just the way it should. One of the biggest selling points is authenticity. The seller makes it clear that this is a real Roadrunner, not a clone or tribute. As original Roadrunners continue to become more collectible, finding a genuine car at this price is becoming increasingly difficult. I also appreciate the honesty of the listing. Instead of claiming perfection, the seller openly says it's not a show car, but a clean, enjoyable driver. That straightforward description often inspires more confidence than exaggerated claims of flawless condition. So, is it worth the asking price? In my opinion, yes. For $31,500, you're buying an authentic 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner with classic muscle car styling, a clean presentation, and a price that's becoming harder to find in today's market. It may not be the flashiest Roadrunner available, but when it comes to owning a genuine piece of Mopar muscle car history, authenticity is often worth more than perfection. Number 6. The 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442. The 1972 Oldsmobile 442 Cutlass sits in the final era of the true American muscle car before emissions regulations and insurance pressures significantly reduced factory horsepower. Even in that transitional period, the 442 remained one of Oldsmobile's most respected performance models. This example is listed at $27,500 and is described as a 1972 Cutlass 442 equipped with a 455 cubic inch V8, paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission, TH400, and a 3.73 rear gear ratio, a setup known for strong low-end torque and straight-line performance. One of the more modern touches on this build is the addition of a Holley Sniper electronic fuel injection system, which replaces the traditional carburetor setup. This upgrade significantly improves cold starts, drivability, and overall reliability while still maintaining the character of a classic big block muscle car. The seller also includes several valuable extras, such as a full set of American racing wheels and tires, hooker headers, and Flowmaster exhaust components, along with original factory parts that were previously upgraded. That means the next owner has the flexibility to either enjoy the modified setup or return the car closer to stock configuration if desired. From a collector perspective, the 455-powered 442 Cutlass remains one of the more desirable Oldsmobiles of the era, known for combining luxury styling with serious performance capability. So, is it worth the $27,500 asking price? In my opinion, yes. A 1972 Oldsmobile 442 with a 455 V8, EFI conversion, performance extras, and included original parts represents strong value for enthusiasts who want both classic muscle and modern usability. It is not a pure factory original restoration, but it is a well-equipped driver-focused build that offers flexibility, power, and classic American character. The 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442 continues to hold its place as one of the last true muscle-era icons, and this example delivers a balanced mix of performance upgrades and traditional muscle car appeal. Number 7. The 1969 Oldsmobile 442 Convertible. The 1969 Oldsmobile 442 Convertible represents one of the peak years of Oldsmobile's muscle car lineup, combining high-end factory options with strong V8 performance and open-top cruising appeal. This example is located in Cincinnati, Ohio, with an asking price of $45,000. The seller states the car is approximately 95% original, including much of its paint and interior, with roughly 89,000 miles showing on the odometer. Under the hood is Oldsmobile's classic 400 cubic inch V8, paired with a turbo hydromatic 400 automatic transmission and a 2.56 rear axle ratio, giving it a balance of highway comfort and smooth cruising performance. Since ownership, the seller has completed several important maintenance and upgrades, including dry ice underbody cleaning, new front suspension components, new front brakes, shocks, and a replacement convertible top hydraulic system. One of the strongest aspects of this 442 is its factory option list. This car is highly optioned from new, featuring factory air conditioning, power windows, power locks, power trunk release, tilt steering column, power front disc brakes, cruise control, remote mirror, deluxe console, and the desirable Super Stock 2 wheels. It also includes rare convenience and comfort packages that make it stand out even among other 442 convertibles. The seller is transparent about a few known issues, noting that the gauges and cruise control are currently not functioning. However, the car is described as running and driving very well overall, with a strong emphasis on honesty and originality. The car is also scheduled to appear at the Oldsmobile Nationals benchmark class, further suggesting its collector-level significance. In my opinion, this 1969 Oldsmobile 442 convertible is a highly desirable muscle-era drop-top. Its combination of originality, extensive factory options, recent mechanical work, and strong documentation makes it an attractive choice for collectors who value authenticity and driving enjoyment over a fully restored show car. Number 8. The 1976 Cadillac Eldorado Convertible. By the mid-1970s, Cadillac had refined the art of American luxury cruising, and the Eldorado Convertible stood at the top of that lineup. Long, bold, and unmistakably stylish, it represented comfort, presence, and effortless highway performance in a way few cars of its era could match. This particular 1976 Cadillac Eldorado convertible is located in Londonderry, New Hampshire, with an asking price of $16,900. Finished in white over a red interior, it shows just over 100,000 miles and is described as a Florida car with no rust. Power comes from Cadillac's 500 cubic inch V8, paired with an automatic transmission, delivering smooth and relaxed performance rather than aggressive acceleration. The car is equipped with a full suite of luxury features, including power seats, power windows, power locks, a power convertible top, and a power antenna. Additional features include air conditioning and an 8-track player, both classic comforts that define the era. According to the seller, the car runs and drives well and presents in overall good condition, with strong appeal as a usable classic rather than a static showpiece. In my opinion, this Eldorado represents the essence of 1970s Cadillac design. Large displacement V8 power wrapped in full luxury. The combination of a rust-free body, 500 cubic inch engine, and complete power equipment makes it a compelling cruiser for anyone who wants classic American comfort with unmistakable road presence. Number 9. The 1972 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. What if I told you that for $27,500, you could own a 1972 Chevrolet Monte Carlo that's still running its original V8 setup, complete with factory air conditioning and a clean, turnkey driving experience? This is one of those classic GM cruisers that was built for comfort as much as style. Finished in a bold flame orange exterior with a saddle brown interior, this Monte Carlo carries the unmistakable long hood, personal luxury coupe design that defined early 1970s American cars. Even today, it still has presence on the road, especially in a color combination like this. Under the hood sits a factory 350 cubic inch V8 paired with an automatic transmission, delivering smooth and reliable power rather than extreme performance. According to the seller, the car runs and drives like a dream, which is exactly what you want from a classic cruiser you can actually enjoy regularly. One of the standout features here is the factory air conditioning, described as ice cold, something that adds real value for anyone planning to drive this car in warm weather. The seller also notes a recent inspection sticker dated July 1, 26, suggesting it's currently road-ready. They also mention that the car comes with factory rear skirts, which are being repainted for installation, a small but nice detail that helps complete the classic look. So, is it worth the asking price? Personally, I think this is a solid example of a usable classic. It's not a high-dollar muscle car or a heavily modified restomod. It's a clean, original-style Monte Carlo that you can get in and drive immediately. And in today's market, that kind of simplicity and drivability is becoming harder to find. If you're looking for a comfortable V8 cruiser with classic 1970s style and everyday usability, this 1972 Chevrolet Monte Carlo is definitely worth considering. Number 10. The 1961 Buick Skylark. What if I told you that for just $10,000, you could own a running and driving 1961 Buick Skylark coupe with classic early 60s styling and a smooth Buick V8 under the hood? This is one of those cars that sits right at the intersection of affordability and vintage charm. The Skylark name carries a lot of history in Buick's lineup, and this early example shows exactly why these cars still attract attention today. Finished in blue, this coupe retains a clean, period-correct look. According to the seller, the car was previously fully repainted and body redone, and while it's not perfect, it still presents very well for its age. It has clearly been enjoyed rather than hidden away. Power comes from Buick's 215 cubic inch aluminum V8, also known as the Fireball engine. It's not a high horsepower muscle setup, but it is known for being lightweight, smooth, and reliable, perfect for relaxed cruising. The car is described as running and driving very well, which is always a strong point in this price range. Mechanically, the car has seen some recent attention. Fluids have been topped off, the battery and cables are relatively fresh, and the frame has been coated for protection. It also features power steering, making it easier to handle than many cars of this era. Of course, it's not without flaws. The seller mentions non-working turn signals, minor interior wear, and general age-related imperfections. But importantly, nothing here sounds like a major structural or drivetrain issue, more the kind of small fixes you'd expect from a classic that's still actively used. So, is it worth the asking price? In my opinion, yes. For $10,000, this Buick Skylark offers an accessible entry into classic car ownership, complete with a running V8, solid bodywork, and a usable driver condition. It may not be a show car, but it's exactly the kind of classic you can enjoy without being afraid to put miles on it. Number 11. The 1965 Ford Galaxie 500 XL. The 1965 Ford Galaxie 500 XL represents the more performance-oriented side of Ford's full-size lineup during the mid-1960s. With its clean lines, strong V8 options, and convertible comfort, the 500 XL trim adds a more upscale and sporty character compared to the standard Galaxie models. This example is listed at $16,000 and is equipped with a 352 cubic inch V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. The seller describes it as a solid driver that runs, drives, and stops as it should, which is always a key point for any classic intended for regular use rather than just show display. One of the standout features of this car is the power convertible top, which is reported to be in excellent condition and includes a real glass rear window, an important detail that improves both durability and usability compared to older plastic window tops. The car has also received a brand new paint job, along with numerous new trim pieces, although the seller notes that some of those finishing details still need to be installed. The original bumpers have been re-chromed, and the interior remains largely original, preserving much of its factory character. Mechanically, the vehicle is described as functional and road-ready, with only minor finishing work remaining. This positions it more as a well-sorted driver project rather than a fully completed show car. So, is it worth the $16,000 asking price? In my opinion, yes. A running and driving 1965 Galaxie 500 XL convertible with fresh paint, a strong 352 V8, power top, and mostly original interior offers solid value in today's classic full-size Ford market. It sits in a sweet spot where it can be enjoyed immediately while still allowing the owner to complete cosmetic finishing work over time. The 1965 Ford Galaxie 500 XL remains a stylish and comfortable classic cruiser, and this example looks like a good entry point for someone wanting open-top V8 driving without stepping into high-end collector pricing. Number 12. The 1964 Oldsmobile Cutlass Holiday Coupe. The mid-1960s were a defining period for General Motors' performance division, and Oldsmobile played a key role with its Cutlass lineup. The Holiday Coupe, in particular, combined sleek styling with a lightweight body and growing performance potential that would later help shape the muscle car era. This particular 1964 Oldsmobile Cutlass Holiday Coupe is located in Bangor, Pennsylvania, with an asking price of $35,000. Finished in blue over a black interior, it shows approximately 89,000 miles and is described as being in excellent condition with a clean title. Under the hood, this Cutlass has been significantly upgraded with a 403 cubic inch high-compression V8, featuring a mild cam and a fresh rebuild. Power is managed through a 200R4 overdrive automatic transmission with a 2,500 stall converter, giving it both strong acceleration and improved highway cruising capability. The drivetrain is further supported by a 355 posy rear end, along with a new driveshaft, upgraded suspension front and rear, and power disc brakes with all new brake lines. Cooling and reliability have also been improved with an aluminum radiator and electric fans, making this classic far more usable in modern driving conditions. Inside, the car blends classic styling with modern convenience, featuring a tilt steering wheel, power windows, and a retro-style Bluetooth-enabled stereo. Additional practical upgrades include a heavy-duty battery isolation system and updated 15-inch SS2 wheels that complement its muscle-era stance. In my opinion, this Cutlass stands out as a well-executed restomod rather than a stock restoration. The combination of a big 403 V8, overdrive transmission, upgraded suspension, and modern comfort features makes it a strong driver-focused classic that can handle both spirited cruising and long highway trips with ease. Number 13. The 1967 Pontiac Lemans. The Pontiac Lemans of the late 1960s often lived in the shadow of its more famous GTO sibling, but in restomod form, it can become just as formidable. With the right drivetrain and chassis upgrades, the Lemans transforms from a stylish cruiser into a serious street performance machine. This particular 1967 Pontiac Lemans is located in West Islip, New York, with an asking price of $29,999. Finished in purple, it shows only about 500 miles since completion, suggesting a recently built or extensively refreshed restomod. Under the hood is a Ram Air 455 cubic inch V8, a major performance upgrade that delivers strong low-end torque and classic big block power. It is paired with a highly desirable Muncie M22 Rock Crusher 4-speed manual transmission, known for its durability and aggressive shifting character. Power is sent to a GM 12-bolt rear end equipped with 3.73 gears, a combination that emphasizes acceleration and performance-oriented driving. The seller also notes that the car has had only 2 owners and retains a clean title. In my opinion, this Lemans is built with one clear focus: performance. The 455 Ram Air engine, heavy-duty M22 transmission, and 12-bolt rear end make it a serious muscle car setup that prioritizes raw driving experience over comfort or originality. For enthusiasts who want an old-school American V8 with real bite, this build delivers exactly that. Number 14. The 1966 Chevrolet Impala SS. What if I told you that for $18,000, you could own a true 1966 Impala SS Survivor with just 37,000 original miles, factory 327 V8 power, and a barn-find story that actually checks out? This is the kind of classic that doesn't come around often anymore. Finished in red with a black interior, this Impala SS is presented as an authentic Survivor barn find, still carrying its original character rather than being fully restored into something overpolished or overbuilt. According to the seller, it retains its matching number's 327 engine paired with a Powerglide automatic transmission, keeping the driving experience true to its mid-1960s roots. Inside, you'll find bucket seats and a center console, giving it that proper super sport feel. While the interior has had some updates, such as new door panels, the overall goal appears to have been preservation rather than transformation. Mechanically, the car has received some important recent attention, including a front disc brake conversion, a front suspension rebuild kit, and new SS-style wheels and tires. The seller also states the car starts easily and runs smoothly, which is a strong sign for a Survivor-level vehicle. One of the biggest selling points here is the claim of a rust-free undercarriage, reportedly protected early in its life, along with a solid body overall. However, the seller is upfront that the car will need repainting, meaning this is not a finished show car, it's a preserved foundation with room to improve. So, is it worth the asking price? Personally, I think this sits in a very interesting category. It's not a fully restored showpiece, and it's not a project car either. It's a genuine Survivor with low mileage, solid bones, and just enough work already done to make it usable. For the right buyer, that balance can be exactly what makes a car special. If you're looking for a real-deal Impala SS with originality, history, and honest condition, this 1966 Chevrolet Impala SS Survivor is definitely worth a serious look. Number 15. The 1965 Chevrolet Impala Bel Air LS Swap. What if I told you that for just $19,500, you could own a classic 1965 Chevrolet Impala Bel Air that has been completely transformed into a modern, fuel-injected street cruiser? This isn't your typical restored classic. It's a Restomod LS-swapped Impala, built to blend old-school American styling with modern drivability and reliability. At its core sits a Gen 3 5.3 L LS engine, upgraded with a BTR truck Norris cam, reinforced valve train components, and topped with a Holley intake paired with a 102mm throttle body. It's a setup designed to wake the car up far beyond its original factory performance while keeping it street-friendly. Backing the engine is a rebuilt 4L60E automatic transmission, paired with a column shifter conversion, making this big-body Impala easier to drive in modern traffic while still keeping a classic feel. Mechanically, the car has been heavily updated. It features a front disc brake conversion, new brake lines, upgraded fuel system with a fresh tank and pump, new transmission lines, custom exhaust, newer wheels and tires, and a tuned ECU using HP tuners. These are not minor upgrades, they completely change how the car behaves on the road. Inside, the car has been refreshed with new upholstery, a new battery, and updated ignition system. Even the exterior has been customized with shaved door handles and hidden entry buttons, giving it a cleaner, more modern custom look. That said, the seller is honest about the condition. The paint is newer but not perfect, and there are some minor rust spots and imperfections. This isn't a trailer queen, it's a driver-built restomod meant to be enjoyed. So, is it worth the asking price? In my opinion, yes. For $19,500, you're getting a classic 1965 Impala that has already had one of the most expensive upgrades done for you. A full LS swap with supporting drivetrain and chassis improvements. It's not about originality anymore. It's about taking a vintage full-size Chevy and turning it into something you can actually drive anywhere, anytime, without hesitation.